So far I've gotten 4 bushings so far. 2 in the one cover here. They put right back in place really well. And then you got 2 over here. 1 and 2. And it looks to me, from what I'm seeing here, there's a little bitty pin stuck behind that output shaft. Got to make sure you don't lose them. Those little pins are something else. So now I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't stick that gear back in there and see if I can't get to the screws that are behind it. Kind of looks like I can. So let's see if we can. See if there's any more bushings behind all this. I'd rather get them all out now while I've got this front end apart. Or actually, this is the rear axle. Get this rear axle out of here. Get the covers off and whatnot. Make sure there's no other bearings in any of it. Okay, it's popping up and coming apart, and no, there is no other bearings behind this. So that's a good sign, but the thing is, I do believe we'll have to remove these same shafts when it comes time to get to the other side of the center differential, because we're going to need those shafts removed to get to that center. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We got all them pulled apart. I'm going to keep all my the bushings themselves up here so I don't lose track. And my parts, we'll set them over here on this little napkin so we don't lose them. Keep my screws with the parts they came with. And what we do is we take out the 4 screws that hold the covers for the rear end here to get to the portal gear cover. You got to remove 4 1.5 head screws to get to it. And I noticed from the other one, I'm going to remove that wheel hex and pin before I pull this cover completely. It seemed to come apart a little hard, which that one did too. It popped off of there pretty hard. And then I'm going to grab a pair of needle nose and lightly grab that little pin there that sits behind your wheel nut. Pull the shaft out of there. And of course, we got bushings upon bushings upon bushings all over the place here. So we're going to pull that bushing out. Take a new bearing. Put that bearing right back in there. Set that shaft right here out of the side. Do the same thing with the outside, if I can get it to come out of there. Pop them bearings out. There's one. Grab a bearing, pop it right in. Grab the other. That one's fighting me. It did on the other one too a little bit. There it goes. And then grab another bearing. Pop that in there. And then we'll come in here, grab this bearing. or bushing, should say. Pull that out of that one. Put that bearing in there. And as we know, we've already got that one bearing on that shaft there, so we'll just slide that back in here to seat the bearing like that. And then we'll pop these other two screws out. And do I have to pull these covers off? No, you don't have to, but it makes it easier to do the job. Because I want to re-grease all this stuff with some udder butter that I've got here. Give these bearings a good coat and a grease. And wipe them in, massage it into the bearings real good before I put it back together. So I'm going to be doing that. And now, I am still recording. I'm going to go ahead and pop those 4 off that diff cover back here so I can get to the pumpkin. Same 1.5 screws on everything. So far, that's all I found, is that little 1.5 head screw. I haven't found anything else. And yes, I'm keeping track of my screws and where I'm placing them so I don't lose them. We don't want to lose screws. There's the third. And the fourth is down here. This should separate this cover, which it does. As you can tell, I've already put some grease or udder butter in there when I first got it. The first thing I did is I took the covers off and greased them because they did not come with any grease at all. Mine was bone dry. And in here we've got another set of bearings which are a little bit bigger than our bushings, that were a little bit bigger than the other ones. So we'll go in this pile here and of bearings and find my new bearings, which are that one right there. And it looks like this one right here. They fit really, really well. No complaints on that at all. And now I know I've got to go ahead and probably spin this motor with my finger so I can get the transmission to turn, to get my drive shaft out, because I know there's bound to be a bushing in there and I want to get them all out. I want to get all these bushings out of here. Don't want them no more. And that one there is a Phillips head screw that's in the drive shaft. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew it. It looks like I may need a smaller Phillips. So let's see what we got over here.